Welcome back to Marbella Now. My name is Nicole King and it's a pleasure to welcome you once again to the Harbour Restaurant here in the Royal Maritime Club in the Marbella Marina. Even on a windy, rainy day like today, it's really wonderful to come down here, especially when you've got great views to the port, watch the waves and the weather, but all nicely snuggled here in the harbour. Open from 10 in the morning for a lovely pan tomate breakfast like I just had, all the way through to late at night, so you can come in any time of day for lunch and dinner. We have a lot of great guests coming in today. We're going to get started. So, Marbella Now, here we go. Hey, hey. I'm a big one for my hashtags better together, but this is my hashtag me Marina. Marina Nitzak, founder and president of Luks Marbella, Russian-speaking association that has taken the coast by storm, really filling a niche that was so needed. Marina, thank you for joining us again. I know you're a very busy day today, so very grateful that you've popped by the harbour to say hello. Welcome back.
Beautiful place to pop by, even in the storm. You say stay take by storm, and there's a full storm going on, just to give you the visual behind.
It is, and it shows you the Russian stamina, because really to get here today in this red alert weather, it's quite a feat. And you've just come from the Kempinski Bay Hotel, where CIT Marbella actually organised a talk by Marina about the Russians to our international community. Because Marina, you started Luks Marbella, first Costa Women, big association for all us women. But through Costa Women, Ali supported you wholeheartedly in the launching of Luks Marbella, which really was the first modern group, because we have the Nashton, which is more of a cultural, Russians have been here before, but for all the new Russian community that have come in, bought homes and settled here, there was no guidance. And really, the amount of work you put into it, only those behind the scenes can begin to imagine.
And you've been behind the scenes, you've been
from
there
day
all
one,
the way.
From day one, and
absolutely.
It is amazing, because now we have a very large Russian community here. Give us an insight to how it is now. Marbella, Russia.
Well, actually, this morning I really enjoyed the CIT Marbella event, and they've done fantastic organization as always. And to be honest, this morning I thought, because of this weather, it was going to be a very cozy, little intimate group of us. But it seems like the Russian market still commands a lot of interest, a lot of attention. So we still had a full house. And there were people coming from Malaga, there was coming from Seville, very different sectors. With me co-presenting was the Russian-Spanish forum by Ricardo Bocanegra, Le Roche, one of our favorite clients, International University, and also, of course, someone from the director of Kempinski. So this morning was very nice, because first I gave my view of where we are and where we're going and where we've come from as a Russian-speaking community here on Costa del Sol, and then obviously hearing from them as well, because Ricardo Bocanegra, for example, has been at it, as it were, since 1990s. So he's a real veteran, and the first Russians start coming through him. So we compared a little bit notes, and it was very nice to have most of my conclusions confirmed by other co-experts as well. So we are more or less 30,000 Russian speakers on Costa del Sol, which is an awful lot. For now, there's still a lot of work to be done to get them all registered and be official residents. Obviously, Marbella is in a big campaign. And at the moment, there's a slight downturn in Russian tourism because of the ruble devaluation and some political and economic instability. So they have a little bit less dollars to spend here for their rubles. And what we talked about is the high-level tourists and residents. Their situation doesn't really change very much. So that market of high profile, of high spenders, as it were, is still here. They still look to be surprised and impressed by personalized, exclusive, really luxurious offers. They've traveled the world and they compare Marbella to Dubai or to Hong Kong or to Tokyo, to cities that are really very high up. So at the moment, I think you know as well as anyone, with the W, with the Four Seasons, with the Ecos, with all these wonderful projects, really world-class levels, hotel chains. I think we're all coming up the standards, and I think we're preparing really well for this tourism for next year.
It's fascinating to hear the market from the eyes of different nationalities, particularly the Russian, because as you say, it's a very enticing market. People hear Russian, they're thinking money, they're thinking the splashing out, the lavish spending, which is the case, but not just on anything. I remember you talking in one of your first talks about the Russian community 4 or 5 years ago, about how the Russians like to feel special, that everything needs to be exquisite, and if it could be that little bit individual, different to everybody else,
such amazing memory, Nicole. Wow, with so much you have going on, you still remember years later.
Well, I even took it into
Very
consideration
impressive.
because this was before the television show, and Marbella now, if you realise, is actually the same initials as Marina Nitzak. So something a little bit special, little dedication. In fact, the Marbella...
Thank you for naming the program after me, after my initials.
And the port here, the Puerto
honored.
Deportivo or the Puerto Virgen del Carmen, I've also renamed. It's now Marbella Marina.
If I had a hat, I would take it off in my gratitude.
But it's lovely to see how that you embrace the Spanish culture. You have realized there was a niche to help your compatriots arriving to Marbella, because let's face it, even the alphabet's different. P for parking doesn't mean P for parking where you come from.
Exactly.
I mean, you even made maps a couple of years ago in the sense that you've gone above and beyond, you've reached out to limits that others haven't done, which is, I think, is basically the key of your success. You know what they don't know, and you're filling in the blanks.
Yes, I think that really, I feel the key of our success is personal relationships, and I think Russians follow Russians. So often we receive contact from, let's say, some leaders of some small communities, like small groups of investors, of some communities, for example, from Kazakhstan or from Ukraine or from golfers in Moscow, and it's all little groups of fairly potent, let's say, individuals, and you get the relationship going with them, and you help them understand Marbella, what it can and can't do. We have infrastructure which is better and better for Russian speakers here, especially with so many Russian educational centers here, and I think probably just about any service now you can have here in Russian, which helps a lot those who don't speak the language yet, they don't feel quite as comfortable. So I think it's brilliant the way it's evolving, and obviously they have their personal relationship of trust with those groups of individuals that they represent, and we have the relationship with them. So really I think the success is in what you've said. It's making it personal, it's making someone feel comfortable, it's adapting to their needs, and there are a few services that have sprung up because as an answer to those needs, like our Investors Club.
I was going to say, your Investors Club
yes.
is really, you had no choice but to take it that step further.
Yeah, we thought for the first 2 or 3 years, because we did have a lot of interest in buying property here and investing here, but we didn't want to open another property agency. There are 2,500, nearly 3,000 real estate agencies here. There are some really fantastic ones that have been here for a long time, and we respect their knowledge and their expertise and what they do. And I think the niche was for really an independent consultancy, including financial investment consultancy. It's a free service for the property buyers and advisors, and we are coordinating the best offers for them, personalized offers for them from all the different agencies, and also other little sources and contacts that we have, and finding the best for them, because with agencies they get a lot of duplicates, they have to sort things through. So what we wanted to make is a little boutique, like a personal shopper, but for property and for investment. So we've made this little boutique, a family boutique business that only represents the interest of the investors and the property buyers, and we thought it would be almost exclusively Russian. But I think it's the same as when you drive on the road and you on the motorway, and they always say where the truck drivers are. They know where's the best food, so you then go where the truck drivers go. Well, in that little bit analogy, people always think, a lot of nationalities think Russians really know where is best, they find it, they do their research, so let's follow them.
Exactly, you like nice things. If you're going, that means it's something we'd like to.
Exactly, so now Russian clients represent maybe 70% for us, and the rest we have Spanish, we have English, we have Arabs, we have Scandinavians, so it's really grown beyond what we thought it would grow, and of course we're delighted, and I think it represents also great sign for Marbella, because there is more and more interest in investing in residential tourism, which is what we want.
And when people are happy, they're not complaining. That's also good for our city, because you're not getting done over. You've got people looking after your interests, which is again good for our city. You're saying you're the personal shopper for properties, and based on the exclusivity and the quality of the way the Russians like things, I have to say that Marina, my lovely Marina, gave me a wonderful gift, was also to introduce the exquisiteness that Russian ladies like to pamper themselves, like to look nice, and maybe spend more time on themselves and don't feel guilty about it, because let's face it, they're Russian and they're beautiful, and everything needs to be wonderful. The experience that we will be hearing about tomorrow on the program, the experience of having a makeup, a makeover and a photographic session was just wonderful. I have to say, I had a ball, but I felt like a Russian princess. And
you
I could
are.
only
You're adoptive Russian princess.
I do have a grandmother from
Nicole.
Belarus, I know that. But I have to say, I would recommend it to anyone. What a perfect gift
I
to
love
make
the
someone
photos,
feel
Nicole.
special. So,
I love the photos. I just saw them just now, and I love the way, I know you very well, and I know that you were a little bit worried that your personality would a little bit be made over, and I feel it wasn't. I feel the best was brought out in you, and I love everything from the styling, from the image styling that Anna did for you, to obviously makeup and hair that Natalia did, and the photos, obviously there, when you have professional glamorous photos, because the photographer Elena Sikorskaya, she's purely specialized in glamorous fashion shoots. So
and the nice thing is, it wasn't over Photoshop, in the sense of, if I'm 56, I want to look my best, but I want to look who I am, not have a photograph and them like, that's not you. And I think to get the makeup banner so natural and the clothing so acertada, so spot on, and it's these little things that, if we venture into our different nationalities, as opposed to we all stay in our own little groups, doing what you and I are doing, making friends, crossing borders, it really is just a privilege. And I'm so honored to have a sneak peek into your Russian world, because it's glamorous, it's interesting, and it's
eccentric, isn't it? It's eccentric.
Yeah,
I think no, it's true,
everything's
it's true.
okay. It's just
this morning I had a few Russians in the audience, and I was trying to help them translate for me a Russian phrase that is gulet. That means that if you're going for it, really go for it. If you're going partying, if you're going out for dinner, then
if you're doing it,
do it to the full. And I think that's Russian soul, Russian generous heart. As we were here, we came here to have a coffee together. Bring the second bottle of champagne. It's like, if you're there, just be there.
Say it again in Russian.
Gulet, the gulet.
Gulet, the gulet. Marina, gulet, the gulet.
So
I think no more need be said. Marina Nitzak of Luks Marbella and Luks Investment. Lovely to see you.
Thank you very much.
Oh,
Thank
pleasure.
You. And a big hello to the girls, to your super team, and
who you'll all meet
please bring
tomorrow?
on the photos. I want everybody to see your wonderful, amazing,
then
fabulous
watch
photos.
this space. Thanks to my dear Marina Nitzak, I was given one of the most special gifts you could ever imagine. I was given a kind of makeover by these lovely ladies. We've got one missing, Aralena, who was the photographer, who we'll meet when she returns from her journey. But I'm so honoured, grateful and proud to introduce you to the lovely Natasha and Anna. They make up a great team as, well, stylists and personal shopper, and Natasha is stylist and hairdresser with a lovely hair salon in the San Cristobal Hotel. But as I say, thanks to Marina Nitzak, she organised her dream team to come and do a makeover. And the thing that I liked the most was they didn't try and change me, they kind of just showed me what I could do with what I already have. So first of all, thank you. It was really, I had such a good time. Me lo pasé tan bien. These lovely ladies are Russian. They do speak quite good Spanish. English is kind of a little bit more, they're more nervous. So we're going to do a hashtag Better Together translation service. English, Spanish, Russian, Spanish. And so we've got Natasha and Anna. Again, thank you. I had so much fun. First of all, you with your lovely clothes and being so patient with me, tan paciente conmigo, que has estado.
Gracias a ti también.
No, at first I was so nervous, estaba muy nerviosa al principio, pero tienes mucha paciencia.
Sí.
Что у тебя получается терпение, как бы спасибо за твое терпение, что у тебя много терпения с ней было.
Y gracias a tu confianza.
It took me a while, but I have to say the ladies earned the trust, because even when we did the photo shoot, it's not my thing. Although I'm in front of a camera, I'm not like the star of the camera. And between them, as I say, this can only be a great gift for anyone. Tiene que ser un regalo bueno para todos, porque ¿cómo se siente como una princesa? Feeling like a princess, having your makeup done, maquillaje, your hair, and then photographer, taking those fabulous shots. Vamos a empezar con Natasha, para que te tranquilizas. Anna's more nervous about the language. Natasha, where are you from? ¿De dónde eres?
Soy mitad rusa, mitad ucraniana, digamos, como
Half Russian, half Ukrainian.
Sí. Y ya vivo aquí 12 años, ya casi 13 años vivo aquí. Mi educación yo he cogido en Ucrania y vino aquí ya preparada a trabajar.
She has been here for 12, nearly 13 years in Marbella, and really she came educated and ready to start her business. ¿Empezaste directamente con la salón de peluquería?
No, empecé a trabajar en una peluquería mientras estaba aprendiendo idioma, mientras que estaba conociendo el mundo español, digamos, y ya luego decidí abrir mi salón porque es mi sueño. Siempre era mi sueño.
Natasha came and she was working with hairdressers, learning the language, and then little by little, as she managed to actually dominate the language, she fulfilled her dream, which was opening her own hair salon. Es un gran paso, it's a big step to open a business.
Sí.
And is your client mainly Russian? Do you have a mixed clientele? Pregunto si tienes solamente rusos en tu peluquería o es para todos.
No, es para todos, pero claro que ahora mismo tenemos mayoría, nuestra clientela son rusos porque son de la boca, ¿no? Como mejor anuncio es boca a boca, entonces claro que mayoría, más o menos 60-70% son rusos, o digo de países que hablan rusos.
So Natasha's saying that most of her clients are actually Russian, because obviously by word of mouth within their community, when you find something you like, you spread the word. So 60% of the clients are Russian or from the Ukraine, although obviously everyone is welcome. Para mí era una gran sorpresa ver que se puede hacer algo diferente con rizos que tener simplemente rizos. So it was a big surprise for me to see how Natasha played with my curls, because when you have, I could straighten my hair in Madrid, alisar el pelo, bueno, vale, eso es normal. But to see that Natasha came out with these very thin little curling tongs, and she took little tiny curls and was like placing them, and then como me pusiste el pelo arriba, those things when putting my hair up, I would never really think of doing it that way. I either have it down or up. Entonces era muy bonito de ver tu percepción de mí, de ver los otros looks que veías que eran apropiados. It was nice to see the different looks. Me gustaría saber más. I'd like to try more. I might even try cutting it or some...
No, cada persona es, digamos, es un mundo diferente y cada pelo es también un mundo diferente, que no es un cambio, se dice, tiene pelo lisado, vamos a hacer rizos, o tiene pelo rizado, vamos a hacer liso, y ya está. No, hay muchísimas opciones de rizar, peinar diferente, depende de la cara, depende de tu ánimo, de tu forma de ser. Y muchas personas sorprenden porque piensan que ya está, no hay solución, que si tienen así, ya está. Pero
hemos comprobado.
Sí.
We've seen that you can. Anna is specialized in restyling someone, making a style that suits you. Por lo que entiendo, Ana, al principio, cuando Marina habló contigo sobre mí, tenías una idea. Luego vistes fotos de mí, tenías otra idea. Luego me conociste y se cambió por completo. I was saying that when Marina first said to Anna that she would like to give me a makeover, an image assessment, Anna said that first she had one thing in mind, then she saw photographs of me, had a completely different thing in mind, and then she met me and changed her mind again. ¿Cómo es el proceso para estilizar a alguien? I'm just asking, what is the process when you're going to give someone an image styling?
Primero, encontramos con mi cliente y digamos sobre qué quiere, qué le gusta y todo. И я по-русски дальше начну. И когда мы говорим, когда мы разговариваем, я вижу, что необходимо изменить в человеке для того, чтобы он раскрылся, чтобы что-то проявилось у него.
Cuando ella hace primera entrevista, primero pregunta qué le gusta a la persona, qué normalmente ponga y todo, pero de esta información ella saca su idea y lo ve como es persona, como ella de entrevista está pensando cómo puede ayudar y abrir persona, cómo es su personalidad, qué look puede dar a esta persona para que esta persona se siente cómoda con el look que propone ella. Como buscas...
What Anna said, and that Natasha's translated into Spanish, and I'll now give you in English, is exactly that Anna, when she meets the person, which is exactly what happened with me, whatever preconceived ideas she had, when she actually meets you, she then captures your personality to see how she can then open that personality more and make more of it. And I was absolutely amazed actually at how acertada, at how Anna turned up with clothes for me that were very similar to things that I really would have chosen myself but put together in a different way. Elegiste cosas que yo hubiera elegido, pero luego lo juntaste de otra manera, which was the thing that was like, oh my God, giving me different looks. El look del pelo, like for example, I would never have thought of doing that look. Y lo que me gusta también es saber que si quiero algo, when you have a busy life, it's hard to go shopping. But when you have someone who could be a personal shopper, que has sabido mi estilo, so obviously I'd be quite happy to say, okay, Anna, go shopping for me and let's do a trial on. So, no, en Marbella hay mucha gente como yo. A lot of people who don't want to go out shopping.
Sí. Еще когда я понимаю, какой стиль нужен человеку, какой образ у него будет, я подбираю и волосы, и прическу, цвет волос также. Поэтому мы сотрудничаем с Наташей, и она выполняет все мои идеи, которые только приходят в голову, и, конечно же, оптимизирует все мои идеи под определенный тип волос.
Cuando ella también como hace entrevista y ya si ella encuentra el look, ella lo ve también look total y recomienda a mí, dice, mira, que yo he elegido este look, me parece bien que, por ejemplo, como contigo, yo he visto que tiene su carisma, que es una persona con mucha energía y todo, pienso que a ella le va bien sus rizos y luego me gustaría probar un recogido. Y ya hablando, porque yo he conocido a ti ya
En el momento.
En el momento. Ha entrevistado ella y ella como ha cogido esta imagen y ya hablando elegimos de recomendación de ella, yo he visto que así y ya lo pienso cómo puedo realizar. Por ejemplo,
It's very cool.
trabajamos
It really is a whole thing of teamwork, because when Sana had done all the different meetings, we met several times and we looked, she then decided that for me it wasn't better to straighten my hair or change it, but just to use my curls. I met Natasha the day we did the photo shoot, and they left the hair to last because they know I'm a bit Samson with my hair and I wasn't very keen on doing changes. And so once we did the first photographs with my normal hair, then Natasha came in and like, okay, now I'm going to give you a look that she thought would be suitable, which surprised me because I would never have thought of having all my hair pulled back tightly and to have that bun look. So it was exciting.
Sí, porque ella me mandó fotos y dice, me parece que a Nicole va muy bien recoger pelo, pero no lo sé, me dijo, no lo sé cómo vamos a hacer porque Nicole no quiere recoger pelo. Y digo, dice, vas a tener trabajo difícil, dice, no lo sé cómo vamos a conseguir, pero intentamos, porque primero la ropa que elegí, el look que he elegido a ella, y ella dice, yo quiero probar recoger pelo porque pienso que le va bien con este look. Digo, vamos a intentar hacer.
Again, a pure example of teamwork, because Natasha from meeting me, Anna from meeting me, knew that doing things with my hair wasn't the easiest thing for me, so she already warned Natasha what to expect, and so little by little between them at the end they managed to get my hair not up like I've got it now, but actually up and pulled back in a style I would never have worn it. But tell me what you think. I don't think I look so bad. Even the pictures of my hair off my face didn't look so bad. So sometimes it's nice to have people look at you from the outside to see how they perceive us, just to, I don't know, to do a little bit of trying something new. It was certainly fun. Me lo pasé pipa. It was lovely to be pampered in that way. ¿Cómo normalmente funcionáis? ¿Siempre en equipo? ¿Tenéis como, si alguien quiere experimentar lo que yo he sentido, de tener un clothes, makeup, hair, ¿cómo hacemos? ¿Cómo organizamos? How do we
Как мы работаем? Больше мы работаем всегда в команде, либо в чем заключается наша работа и для кого?
Когда человек хочет изменить свой стиль, то, скорее всего, когда он вообще не знает, что он хочет, куда ему идти, в какую сторону. И в этом случае лучше всего, конечно, начать с разговора о том, как, то есть я определяю уже, что именно у человека нужно поменять. И с помощью моей команды мы это все реализовываем. Когда человек просто хочет поменять, например, я хочу изменить конкретно вот на этот цвет волос, тогда он идет к Наташе, меняет, Наташа ему сделает все превосходно, именно в лучшем свете, и здесь уже не надо ничего угадывать, здесь уже все ясно. И, соответственно, когда у человека много одежды, нечего носить при этом, то есть открывает шкаф, но не знает, какой лук сегодня выбрать, что сегодня я одену, как мне выглядеть вот на такую-то встречу. Вроде бы я вот недавно была, например, беременна, вышла из своего размера и сейчас хочу оптимизировать свой гардероб, то тогда мы разговариваем, я прихожу к клиенту, смотрю на его гардероб, и в этот момент мы либо смотрим, находим какие-то новые луки и покупаем то, что недостает.
Хорошо. Okay. Let's get the translation.
Sí, voy a intentar traducir
más reducido. A little more condensed.
Como también quiero decir que también falta una persona que trabajaba en equipo, es Elena, es nuestra fotógrafa, ¿no? Que quiero decir que cada una se trabaja diferente, claro, porque Elena hace con sus clientes su trabajo, Ana hace con sus clientes su trabajo y yo hago mi trabajo con mis clientes. En equipo es cuando una persona quiere no sé, buscar un look total y al final tener unas fotografías de su recuerdo, de su imagen nuevo, digamos, y claro, es bonito. También, por ejemplo, en el caso de Ana, cómo trabaja ella con sus clientes. Ella dice en casos, por ejemplo, si una persona tiene un montón de ropa en su armario y nunca no sabe qué va a poner, como tengo un montón de ropa pero no tengo qué poner, porque no sabe organizar, no sabe conjuntar, no sabe... Ahí en ayuda viene Ana, que enseña, primero siempre entrevista, primero siempre tiene que conocer la persona, ayuda a elegir su look, aconsejar cosas, aconsejar que le viene, que eso parece bien, eso no parece bien, ayudar a la persona a completar look. Luego, si por ejemplo una persona viene a mí y tiene pelo que, ay, no lo sé que mi pelo no... Yo voy a recomendar color, yo voy a recomendar corte, yo voy a recomendar tratamientos, siempre también cuidado. Es sin cuidado...
And now I'm going to do the final translating even shorter.
Sí.
Anna is a personal shopper, but she's also a stylist. She actually did my makeup for the day. She has many capabilities, and someone like I, who has so many clothes but nothing to wear, Anna's the person who will come in and show you how to combine the things you do have, get rid of the rest, so to give you a full look. Obviously, Elena, the photographer's not here, but the perfect thing with Elena was, for me, that she didn't Photoshop my photos to not look like me. She left them natural, and I think that is a big plus. And obviously with Natasha, if you go to her hair salon, she will also give you the recommendations for styling, color, cut. And the three of them together, well, what a perfect gift, either to give someone or for yourselves. I have to say that if you're feeling down, lonely, sad, want to give yourself just a little uplift, I cannot recommend anything higher than the experience of getting together, whether it's for your business cards, for your business website, or just for your personal entertainment to make yourself feel lovely. I have to say that I am just delighted. Thank you so much. Spasiba. Malavie. And here you have it, Natasha, the lovely Anna, and if you want more information, just contact the girls. They'll be delighted to help you.
Gracias. Gracias, muchas gracias. Thank you.
Hey, hey.
I'm really looking forward to literally meeting my next guest. We've had a quick hello, an exchange of emails, but that is it. Judith Shaler is putting on a fabulous charity art event in the Meliá Dom Pepe, one of my favourite hotels. As you know, I grew up there for my holidays as a child, and it's for charity. So those two elements together brings Judith to the studio today. Lovely to meet you, Judith.
Lovely to meet you, Nicole.
Thank you for contacting me.
Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to talk about the exhibition.
It sounds exciting. I've seen a few little bits and pieces of your first exhibition that you did and of the elements that are going to be taking part in this exhibition. And it's nice. It's actually very different. A different look to the artwork than I'm used to. I was surprised, actually. So tell us a bit about yourself first.
Well, I'm what we call a multidisciplinary artist in Tarifa. I've been there for about 5 years. Multidisciplinary, I mean I work in oil as well as the normal types of art, embroidery, textiles, tapestry, photography, installation, etc., etc.
Did you study this?
I studied tapestry in Edinburgh.
Unusual, that's very cool.
Yeah, but it was a very, very free course. So we were able to do anything really, performance even, if we wanted to. So it was a very free course.
And what took you to Tarifa? I mean, we know that we just went windsurfing this morning and it's a great place for aquatic sports, but what I wouldn't have thought necessarily for tapestry. What took you to Tarifa?
Well, obviously it has fantastic light, as all of this part of the Andalusia has, but primarily it is also for windsurfing. My husband is a windsurfer, so hence the reason we are there. But as I say, it's a beautiful part of Spain. It's a very small town, has quite a bohemian feel to it, which lends it quite well to the art world as well, and yeah, it gives me an opportunity to work and explore different cultures, because obviously we're very near Morocco, so we have that influence as well in Tarifa.
Well, I have to say that Tarifa is also one of my favourite places, and if it wasn't for the crazy wind, makes me crazy, I would live there. I often say I'm going to live here, and then it gets wind and it's like, don't let me say that again. But it's a great place, and particularly if you are into windsurfing, as is your other half, and a great place for inspiration for artwork. You've been living in Spain for how long? What brought you over here? Was it for the sun, the surf?
Well, I've been out of the UK for about 20 years, believe it or not. I started off living in Madrid. I lived there for almost 10 years. And I was teaching English as a foreign language.
Oh, whereabouts?
I was actually finally in the Bank of Spain. I was one of the teachers there. So teaching English and a little bit of economics as well, which I had to quickly learn. But anyway, it was a great experience. And from there I met my husband. We moved to Italy, to Germany, and then we returned back to Spain. So on and off in Spain, probably for 15 years.
But also, it's funny because I've also been out of the country for a long time. When we had the Brexit vote, those of us affected by the vote couldn't have a vote.
No.
Were you as frustrated as the rest of us?
Yes, I in some ways I felt like an exile, not being able to give my opinion, you know, because obviously a lot of us are living, working in Spain and contributing, and we feel that, you know, we were given the opportunity to travel and broaden our minds, and now a lot of young people like my nieces and nephews aren't necessarily going to have that opportunity, and I think that's a mistake.
It is. It's almost like we're being punished for having travelled the world to preach the British word, flying the flag as we so proudly do, to then also be like that. Okay, we don't want you anymore. Well, we'll see what happens. Just a quick mention that do make sure you are on the Padron and registered in Extranjeria before the end of the year to be in the best position possible for when that move does come in March next year. So at the moment we're here,
yes, settled.
You're painting. I've seen some very different styles of artwork. Are there others exhibiting in the Don Pepe at this event, or is it all your works?
No, of course. We have 11 artists. I'm the curator of the exhibition. I will have some of my work in, but we have 5 artists from Gibraltar. We have 3 that are based in Spain. One is Iranian-born Firuz Famin. He actually lives here in Marbella, as well as based in Paris. We also have, on top of that, 3 artists from Scotland as well. So, yes. So a very interesting mix of artists, and very different styles, though they all seem to have a similar thread. As a curator, I've made sure that there's going to be a harmony in the exhibition, which is very important.
What is the theme?
Well, the exhibition is actually called Conversation Pieces.
And they are conversation pieces. They are. They do strike a chord.
Exactly.
I think that one way or another they do.
That's the idea, really, because we have installation artists, we have painters, and we also have a tapestry artist too. Not myself, but an artist from Scotland, Emma Jo Webster. She actually recently helped to weave a very important piece of artwork for the artist.
The name's escaping at the moment.
Yes. It will come to me in a minute.
I'm just wondering, why do people want tapestries now? I mean, if you think in the old days, we know all our history, all these wonderful tapestries, and I was thinking, well, maybe you are there, like people touch up old paintings, whether you are called in to touch up old tapestries, and because not many people do tapestry.
Well, there is a very important tapestry works actually in Spain, in Madrid, the Royal Tapestry Works. but also in Scotland, in the Dovecot in Edinburgh. And they get a lot of commissions to work closely with visual artists to introduce or recreate the work in a tapestry form. And it's a very interesting medium. I mean, it's become quite fashionable now to have a very large piece of tapestry in
It's funny actually, because you're thinking how fashion goes around. Like my grandmother lent me her winkle picker shoes when I was like 14, 15, 16 that she'd worn when she was that age. But to think that the fashion of tapestry can also come around, that it used to be the thing to have, a nice big tapestry, and that it's coming back.
Yes,
yes. I think it's pretty cool actually.
Yes, it's a very interesting medium. I mean, obviously Grayson Perry, the artist, he has made in some ways tapestry a bit more fashionable too, although he doesn't have his tapestries hand woven. He uses a machine to reproduce the tapestry in, I think, Belgium or Holland, I'm not really sure. So in some ways, because he's a well-known figure, tapestries become interesting again. But all the tapestries in the Dovecot are handmade and can take up to a year to produce.
There's on the one side the handiwork, on the other side to see how the industrialization can even get into tapestry now, because I imagine to zip out a tapestry with a machine, won't even feel this. You've got that energy of someone carefully weaving away for you.
I don't think it captures quite the artistry of tapestry that is done handmade. Because in some ways you get a little bit of the weaver itself into the work.
Exactly, because I think it is that energy that's transmitted through the handiwork you can't get when it's made by machine. This is a very hands-on project. You're raising funds for a charity, one I'd never heard of, but because it's from Morocco, is that correct? Or Africa?
Yes, we are a Spanish, I'm part of the actual charity. We were set up 3 years ago. We're a non-profit registered charity in Tarifa. There are 5 women who are part of the actual charity, and we set up the charity to help with partners in Morocco that also have charities in a douar which is called Douar La Raiche, which is near Essaouira. It's in the province of Essaouira, and here they have a very small school, and we've created or helped to create a classroom for children between the age of 3 and 5. So money that we raise helps to pay for the professora, the teacher, helps to provide transportation to the school, because the douar is about 3 or 4 kilometers from the douar. So to enable all the children to get to the school, we provide a very economical form of transport to get them there. So we help to pay for the petrol, the upkeeping of that, and we also help the actual families in the douar to improve themselves. Our idea is not to just give money as a charity, but to actually encourage the douars themselves to develop and improve their own lives, either through education, through formation, through providing raw materials so the women in the village can create basket work, local crafts, which then can be sold, and the money then goes to the families to help them improve their lives. So that's the idea of the charity.
It's commendable. How did you get inspired in that? What got you involved with this particular route?
Well, Veronica Rodriguez, the head of the charity in Spain, she knew that I was an artist, and she asked me at one point to put on a very small exhibition of my work in a local restaurant. Can I mention the name? Petit Bistro in Tarifa. And we put on a small exhibition. We had a charity dinner, and that was the first step towards, if you like, mixing charity with art. We then talked about whether I wanted to be part of the charity. I said, of course, that would be very interesting. I live in Tarifa. We look over the sea and we see Morocco every day. So I know that there is such a difference between my life and the life in Morocco. So I thought, yes, you know, I'm interested. And so the first step was to put on the exhibition in Tarifa in the Castillo de Guzman Bueno, which was March of last year. And it was a success, and we decided then to look in other parts of Spain, and we were very lucky that Monica García Montances, I think that's her name, offered us a sala in the Don Pepe.
So when is the event in the Don Pepe?
It's the 23rd to the 25th of November. The opening night is Friday the 23rd, 8 p.m. And then we have the 25th and 26th, and the timetable is 10 till 6. So if you would love to come and you're very interested in art, and you would like to come to the opening night, then you can get tickets by going to our Facebook page, which I can give the information to Nicole later. And there's a click on in our Facebook page where you can get entradas, tickets from Eventbrite.
Perfect. So you can go to the Don Pepe, their Facebook page, Eventbrite, but the most important thing is that you go to the exhibition. It's good for charity, get a chance to meet the lovely Judith and the other painters and artists in general, and just see something a little bit different to help in another way, which is great. Every little bit helps.
Can I also mention that we will have very small postal works that every artist has created at a very economical price of 25 euros each, for sale on the opening night and obviously afterwards on the 24th and 25th. And all the money from those goes to the charity. It's a very good opportunity for everyone to buy a piece of unique art at a very, very economical price and help a charity at the same time. A great Christmas gift.
No more could be said after that. Sounds perfect.
Hey, hey.
CIT Marbella is a fabulous networking association that groups together over 500 companies covering 80 different professions. My guest today, the lovely Liliana, is representing a great concept. Valle Romano Residences is a new way to make an investment in a property here in Spain and get money back for it in a very interesting way. Liliana, welcome to Marbella now.
Thank you very much.
It's lovely when we get introduced new companies from CIT Marbella,
Yes.
because we get to learn what's out there, without which we probably wouldn't know. So Liliana, this is a great concept of buying an apartment
Exactly.
that you actually own, so it's not
Exactly.
like time sharing. This is
No.
100% your own apartment, but through Valle Romano you actually then rent the apartments out. Explain a bit how
Yes.
it works, 'cause it sounds
Okay.
fascinating.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. I start to explain you. Valle Romano Resident is a tourist apartment, 430 apartment in Estepona, okay, inside of the golf course, Valle Romano Golf Course, which is a very, very good location, okay. Actually, there is another type of investment. How this works, you buy the apartment, belongs to you, it's completely your apartment. The difference is when you buy this apartment, you sign a contract with Ona Hotel, which is a big company from Spain who now have 22 years management, a condo hotel, and they management for you when you don't use your apartment. So the difference is that you buy the apartment, you can enjoy whatever you want, and the rest of the year, they own a hotel management for you and give you a rentability. They give you a revenue for that apartment. So at this moment, we have a very good offer that we give you when you do the investment. We give you 5% of the net rentability the first 3 years, which is a very, very good concept at this moment with, you know, the short-term rental apartment be controlled by the government. At this moment, you cannot be take care about this own a hotel management for you. So when you come and enjoy your apartment, you have another different service like a resort of a 4-star resort, and but also is your apartment. So it's a very, very good investment option for this moment. The price that we are handling right now, they are very, very good, very competitive with the area. So I invite all the brokers and all the investors who want to go there and visit, because the project is already built, it's finished. So we can be very pressured to receive the person there and explain all the concept.
I mean, I know through my real estate friends that there are so many people who do just buy properties as an investment with the intention of renting them out. But as you say, with the new legislations now, the rental apartments have to have the same facilities and guarantees and amenities as would a hotel. So to be able to have now a hotel take care of that, take charge of renting the property out, and yet you have your own place, does sound like a very nice package for investors.
It is, and it's very guaranteed. You know, the Costa del Sol, we receive every year billions of tourists. So this is a guarantee that if you invest in a tourist apartment, you are not going to have a problem to that. Ona Hotel knows for 22 years how to handle that market. They already have another complex in the area and also around Spain and some international. So they know how to get that clients to have the portion of the rentability visit the whole year. This is a concept we import from America that is very useful there. That in the past, I know some people make a mistake to confuse this product with the timeshare. This is not a timeshare because you own the apartment. You go to the notary and you do as a regular residential buying. You go to the notary and do the registration and have everything on roll. The difference in this case is that you buy this apartment and sell your time to own a hotel. It's different, you know. The
so it's 100% your property. You're
Yes.
just giving the commercial rights of exploitation
Exactly.
to the hotel. So
Yes.
the apartments also get the benefit of using hotel facilities?
Exactly. Inside the complex we have is a 430 apartment. We have inside 3 restaurants. We have a 3 swimming pool. Now we are investing 5 million of euros to renovate some installation, like the reception. We are doing a big modern reception, and also we are doing a spa and a big gym. We have also inside the complex, we have a playground for the kids, and in summertime, it's a shorter that the hotel give that service to the people who stay there to go to the beach, because this complex is 3 kilometers from the beach.
Hey, hey.
This next section is sponsored by Línea Directa, tailor-made expat car insurance. From small acorns, big trees do grow, and that's exactly how I feel about our Zero Hero project. An idea that came up in our United Nationalities of Marbella Summit 2017, and by 2018 we began to put it into practice. We've already made our disposable breathalyzers together with the Foundation Línea Directa for Road Traffic Safety, and the idea is that participating businesses are offering free soft drinks to the designated driver. So for example, if you were to come here for lunch and dinner to the harbour, if you find that you are the designated driver and when you finish your meal you breathe into this and you haven't drunk alcohol, they will not charge you for your soft drinks. Now the idea is maybe you're not buying alcoholic drinks but you're drinking somebody else's. So this is kind of a little check save to make sure that you're telling the truth, not that we don't believe you. It's actually quite fun to do, and we really are seeing that it's a great encouragement for people to think about driving and drinking. Obviously it's not in our best interest or anybody else's. We do like to go out and we like to have a nice glass of wine when we go out, but then driving home we could be over the limit. So thanks to Línea Directa Car Insurance with their free taxi up to 4 times a month, even taking your car or bike home with a tow truck if you're insured with them at no extra charge. Together, as say, with the Road Traffic Safety Foundation, we now got these free breathalyzers that we're giving out to the different participating restaurants. That includes the Harbour, Beckett's, the Playwrights. Last week we signed up Kitsch, Que Padre Mexican restaurant in Marbella, La Red Chiringuito, the Hotel Kempinski by in Estepona, also signed up while we were recording there a couple of weeks ago. The Boardwalk, Tibu, Babylonia, Portside, the Hard Rock Cafe, businesses who want you to come, who appreciate your business, and they want you to come back again and again. And keeping us safe on the streets is certainly a step in the right direction. 140 nationalities driving on the same 27 kilometre stretch of road. We need to be careful. We need to be aware particularly of pedestrians, cyclists and motorcyclists who are the most vulnerable when we're out and about. Also in the rain, take extra care. Remember the roads get greasy with the dust and all that grease with the first drops of rain, particularly now with these torrential rains we've been having. Keep yourself safe. Better safe than sorry. So, I mean, it does sound like a very nice setup, a very easy package for investors.
It's very easy and very cheap because, you know, Estepona now is growing up. We are having many change in the city and the price increased between 7 and 9%. So, but we are still having a good price with a good quality of products. So the investment for sure is a guarantee that you are going to make income in that.
Liliana, can I ask you, how come your English is so good?
Oh,
where did you learn your English?
Well, I learned English in America, but I practice more here in the Costa del Sol than there because...
Isn't that funny?
Yes, it is. Thank you.
It's like when people send their children to Ireland to learn English and they just hook up with a bunch of Spanish people and then you say, okay, I'll bring you down to Marbella, and they can't speak any Spanish.
That
to
happened to me.
English.
I used my English more here than in USA because I used to live in Texas. So there I speak more Spanish than English.
It's funny, so you come to Marbella, that's why we say Marbella is not part of Spain. If you're in the Costa del Sol, it's just like this little island to itself where English seems to be the main language.
Yes.
It's kind of curious. How did you get involved with real estate? There's always been your genre?
Well, I working as a real estate agent for 15 years in the Costa del Sol. So now it's a new project, working as a condo hotel, but I do most of the whole market. I do resales, I do new developments. I know perfect how is the evolution. I passed the crisis here in the Costa del Sol.
I was going to say, it was a challenging time for real estate.
Yes, it is. This complex was built in the time of the crisis start. So my company where I work now, they bought that complex 1 year ago and they put this new concept. They want to work. I don't know if you see 2 weeks ago news in the news in Malaga the request for the tourist building license is increased because I'm sure that is a change in the market. It's a new concept that give the facility for that person who want to invest here but don't want to take care about if the air conditioning broke, if somebody used their apartment and broke something, because the hotel take care of everything and they have apartment to enjoy 1 week, 2 weeks a year. In this case, we have the owner with the contract condition he signed with owner. The owner has 8 weeks to enjoy the apartment. We know not much people have 8 weeks a year to vacation.
And especially knowing that the rest of the time you've got a professional company.
Exactly.
Ensuring that everything's going to be rented, you've got money coming in.
Exactly. You're never going to have somebody to call you. You have to change the washing machine or anything because they take care of everything. And when you come to stay in your apartment, you don't have to change anything. You find your apartment clean. They come to clean your apartment when you stay there, and when you leave, they clean your apartment. So for me, it's a perfect option for investment. You know, for investment. Now we also have an increase of clients from China and Russia because also they can get the golden visa with this product, which is a very, very good option.
I think is an investment of €500,000 or above. You automatically can get your residency. Quite a nice little deal.
Exactly. And they don't have to take care about it because most of the people who request that investment, the golden visa, they don't come to live in Spain or Europe. They just want to have free traffic. They are, you know, businessmen or businesswomen who want to travel free around Europe. and that is the facility they get, the investment in our complex, but they also be free to travel around.
It does seem like, especially coming out of the crisis, as you say, Estepona is really on the up and up. To be able to invest at old prices for new projects is a unique opportunity.
Yeah, it is.
We'll certainly have to go check it out. It does sound like quite beautiful.
Yes,
as are you.
Yes, I invite you. You can stand in our complex two nights, 2 days around there. You have a Casa Club. It's a beautiful Casa Club that you can stay, get rest. You see surrounded the beautiful views around the golf course. It's so nice to be there.
I
it's
accept.
So nice. Yes,
I
okay.
accept, and then I'll tell you all about it.
Okay.
Once we've finished, I'll tell you all.
I wait for you there.
Oh, that sounds lovely. I look forward to it, and then we can chat some more, and then I can tell you all about the investment opportunity.
You can give
firsthand.
your own opinion.
Exactly.
No,
I'm looking forward to that.
Okay, thank you.
Wasn't expecting that very quick. Liliana, lovely to meet you.
Yes,
and
thank you for
we'll obviously
inviting
be
me.
talking again after my visit to Valle Romano.
Yes, perfect.
How about that? I'm all excited now. I'm going on holiday in Estepona. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Twisted, you've been out of shape, and you feel like you've missed it. You dropped out the race, and as time flies by, you'll open up your eyes wide. You feel it's gonna go your way. It's a brand new day. Hey, hey, hey. It's a brand new day. Life's waves shifted, falls in place, and you feel like you're lifted to where angels lay. But as time flies by,
today isn't actually one of those days. I'm not wearing my charity goodies. However, I do buy many of my outfits from the fabulous charity shops that we have in Marbella. We have the Butterfly Children's charity shops, the Kudeka shops. We have all kinds of goodies, and we live in a really rich community. We have people who give away amazing bargains. I pick up really great brand labels, but it doesn't even have to be a brand, particularly when we go out a lot here in the coast. What could be nicer than picking up something very nice for 8, 10, 12 euros? And the nicest thing is that when we've worn it and used it, you can take it back and get something else. You're continually contributing to our community. A lot of our charities actually depend on their charity shops to get income. It's something very easy for us to do. So if you've got some really cool clothes that you are not wearing, what perfect timing just after the summer, getting ready for the new season, changing over our wardrobes to take a look at what maybe is of good enough quality that someone else would like to enjoy it if you're sick of wearing it and to you it's not new anymore. And if you're looking for new things, I mean, lots of things. I even bought a great booster seat from the Butterfly Children's shop a couple of weeks ago for my grandson to put in the car. There's an amazing amount of things, great gifts, particularly coming up for Christmas. Please help others so we can help ourselves. Thank you.
hey, hey.
This next section is sponsored by Línea Directa, tailor-made expat car insurance. Regular viewers of Marbella now, listeners to me, Marbella Radio, even readers of my column Marbella Moments in the Euro Weekly News will know that I talk a lot about signing on the town padron, the register, the census that each city needs to have on the inhabitants to know how many people are living here, because according to how many people are registered on the town census, central government allocates money per capita. Now this money is destined to policing our streets, firemen, health centres, all kinds of important facilities that we expect in a 5-star city like Marbella. However, as it stands, there are some 140,000 people registered on the town census in Marbella, but a minimum confirmed of over 250,000 people. That's over 100,000 people who are using our streets, putting rubbish in the rubbish bins if there are enough to put the rubbish in. It means police have to look after far more people than they're really capable of doing. We all suffer the consequences. Now, a lot of foreigners are nervous that by signing on the town register, it's going to affect their fiscal status. This is not the case. Please speak to anyone in the know and they will confirm this to be the case. As it stands, by signing on the town register, this does not change your fiscal tax declarations or status. Whatever you're doing before signing on the town register, you will continue to be doing afterwards. Now, in order to help further encourage us to sign on the town register, really good news coming up now, as of 2019, people who are registered on the town census in Marbella will get free public transport. Now, public transport is actually quite expensive. You add up, they're going backwards and forwards. This is a big plus for the city, free public transport if you are registered on the town census. So obviously well worthy of getting signed up, and when you do, make sure you also tick the box or get the form to register to vote. If you want to vote in the local elections coming up at the beginning of next year, you will have had to have signed up and registered before the end of this year. So please register on the town census. It helps your city. Register to vote and know that as of 2019, free public transport in Marbella.
Hey, hey.
Wearing a seatbelt is fundamental. Even braking suddenly at 7 kilometers an hour, your body will be thrust forward with the equivalent weight of 3 to 5 tons. That's like throwing yourself off headfirst of a 3-story building, and we wouldn't want to do that. We certainly wouldn't do that out of choice. Now, when you're pregnant, a lot of people choose not to wear the seatbelt because it's true that the lower belt can actually hurt your uterus or even damage the fetus. However, there is an adapter now available that is a cushion that goes on your car seat, and when you get in the car, what you do is you put your seatbelt on as you would normally. So you put your seatbelt on, and now you're sitting on your special seatbelt adapter, and then you take the part that's between the legs, which is the optimum position to put the belt so it's below your uterus, it's below the baby, and if any pressure is exerted in case of sudden braking, it will not hurt you or the baby. But it is fundamental that you wear a seatbelt, because if you don't, you're risking your lives, your baby's life, and that of anyone else who is with you in the car or around you if you go through that windscreen. It's fundamental. Seatbelt first, but when you wear it correctly. And in pregnancy, it's very important to position that belt below the bump so you're all safe. Lily has been so busy taking dogs to the airport in Malaga because they've been adopted in Germany, Holland. It's absolutely wonderful to see how our international community really does work. From the heart of Marbella, we can reach the world. And although Lily's not with us this week, I do want to remind you all that AAA is very much in need of volunteers to help muck out the kennels, to keep things clean, walking the dogs of a weekend, and obviously supplies. This weather we're having, particularly now it's getting colder, means that they need more supplies, not just bleach and mops for cleaning, but also office supplies, blankets, dog food, powder for washing machines, all kinds of things. Just think what they must be using there. And if you can help in any way, money isn't the only way you can help. Obviously, they need members, and if you want to sign us a registered member for just €5 a month, that's very helpful because they know then what's coming in. But charity events are also a great way of bringing in funds. Anything you can do to make those 400 plus animals' lives and everyone who's looking after them easier will be much appreciated. Thank you.
It's a brand